First thing I want to talk about tonight, I don't know how many of you have heard, a lot of people have heard, there's a rumor going around town, so I figure I'll just put it to rest this evening. The rumors come to me by 4 or 5 different people, and the originating point is always the same person, and it's a person that lives here in town. I was kind of hoping they would be here tonight, but they're not. And that is that I have quit my job, sold my house, resigned as mayor, and am leaving town. And they ended up by saying that there's a lot of people down here that'll be glad when I'm gone. So, to the first part of that statement, I can assure you I have not quit my job, I have not sold my house, and I have not resigned from any office or position that I currently hold. To the second part of that statement, that a lot of people will be glad when I'm gone, the only way that I can respond to that is Election Day is November the 6th of 2018. And this seat is up for election this year, as well as 3 council people. So if you want to make a change, go out, get your name on the ballot by June, and make the change in November. Until then, I have no plans of going anywhere. So I just want to put that to rest.
Somebody must have missed your house, because Christmas Eve we left to go up my son's house, and I come back, there was a brand new large suitcase on my front porch.
They're trying to give you the hint too, maybe.
Yeah.
So, but you know, it came to me the first time. I didn't think much about it, but then when people kept coming and started calling, and the sad part about it is it's tracked back to the very same person every time it's been said. So just ask me. If you want to know something of what I'm doing, ask me. I don't have anything to hide. If I'm going to quit, I tell you I'm going to quit. Okay, enough of that. We didn't have much going on this month with the holidays and what have you. We did have some really nice Christmas activities that the town was part of. Of course, the star in the crown every year is the Iron Gate Christmas Parade, and Chris, again, thank you and the fire department for doing that and making the town have the reputation of the best parade in the Highlands. I, unfortunately, this year, because of the weather change, I had to work. I was unable to be here, but I was assured that it was right at the top notch, just like always, and I appreciate that. And Nancy Wilmore was a wonderful parade marshal. She looked like she had a great time, looked like she enjoyed herself, and I think it was a very fitting tribute to her husband Clarence and also to her son Junior, who still works for us. So good job all around on that. We also had the tree lighting ceremony here, and we had the Christmas dinner here for the folks that are working for the town, employees and their guests, council members and their guests, committee members and their guests. We had about 30 people here. We had a nice meal, and it showed our appreciation to them for what they do for us all year. And the town was in a position also this year to give a nice Christmas bonus to the full-time employees that work for us to help them with their holiday too. So that's always a nice thing to be able to do to, you know, show appreciation to your folks that work hard all year long. We ran the ad for the Board of Zoning Appeals position and the 2 vacancies on the Planning Commission. We have yet to have anyone show any interest in those vacancies. So we're going to have to kind of start beating the bushes a little bit, see if we can come up with somebody, because we're required to have 5 members on each one of those boards. So we need to get those filled, and we're gonna run that ad again next week to try to get some interest in that. I don't know how many of you frequent up and down Railroad Avenue, but we were able to, under our nuisance ordinance that we adopted last year, able to get the property at 504 Railroad Avenue cleaned up and prepared, so that it's not a public safety hazard or a nuisance to the community. Looks really nice. The lot was cleared, it's seeded, and straw on it. It looks really nice. Did a nice job. The county worked with us on that project and waived all of the tipping fees at the landfill, so we didn't have to pay anything to dump all of that debris. And it was numerous dump truckloads of debris hauled out of there to the landfill. So, but it looks really nice over there. It's clean and it's presentable, and I'm glad we could get that accomplished. And moving forward, working on those some more. And as you know, some other properties in town have been identified as needing some attention. We notified 3 previously. Working right now notifying some other folks, and in the process of waiting for some of those letters to be delivered and move forward with that. We're going to try to ramp our process on this up next year and try to bring some closure to all this and get it behind us and move on to a more positive focus than that type thing. Anything you want to add on that? And I think it was last month, Bobby, that I read your letter?
Yeah.
That I was researching through the town charter, finding out what we needed to do to make a legitimate and viable appointment to fill the remainder of Bobby's term on council. And I came across the fact in the charter that the charter was never amended in 2012 to reflect the change in terms of office. The town council and mayor used to be elected in May, and when they were elected in May, their term of office was July 1st, taking effect, and ending June 30th at the end of their term. So obviously when the election moved from May to November, that changed the term of office from January 1st beginning to December 31st at the end of their term. The charter was never amended to reflect that change in offices. So it started a whole investigation process. We've been working with, we contacted Delegate Austin's office. We also contacted Senator Deeds' office. We got the most response from Senator Deeds. His office has been back and forth with the attorneys in Richmond at the General Assembly. I guess that's where he's at. And there's been several emails back and forth. So today I talked with Jeffrey Sharp, who is the senior attorney for the Division of Legislative Services in Richmond, and he is the man pertaining to these types of issues for the General Assembly. To give him the full background on where we were and what had happened, and to see what we needed to do. So he asked me if the town in 2011 had adopted an ordinance naming the election to be held in November instead of May, and they did. Richard made the motion to adopt ordinance number 9-2011-A, Chapter 3, Section 1, pursuant to Section 24.2-222.1 and 15.2-2204 Code of Virginia, changing all town election dates from May to be held on the first Tuesday in November, effective with the 2012 election. And the motion was carried and the ordinance was put into effect by a unanimous roll call vote. So, based on the fact that the town did adopt an ordinance, then we're covered for everything that's been done since 2012. He said that there are numerous towns and cities and localities in the state who have done the same exact thing and changed their election date to coincide with the general election in November so they didn't have to pay for the special election fees in May, and never got around to changing or amending their charters. But now that we know about the charter not being amended, we need to go ahead and amend our charter to coincide with the new terms of office. The bill is already written and it is already being held in committee in Richmond for us to be presented to this term of the General Assembly. The only thing that we need to do to bring that to closure, we need to have a public hearing on the change or the amendment to the charter and notify them of the date of that vote. So we're going to schedule a public hearing to be held prior to our regularly scheduled meeting next month. So it'll start at 7 o'clock on
30th.
January 25th.
That's right.
We're looking at an old calendar, Richard.
I'll have to talk to Verizon about that.
January 25th at 7 o'clock be the public hearing to amend the charter to coincide with the new terms of office as prescribed in the ordinance that was adopted then. And once we get that done, we'll take a vote on it in the regular meeting that same night, pass that information on to the folks in Richmond. You'll take care of that for us, and we'll be set, we'll be covered, be no more issues in the future.
Can I ask why we have to have a public hearing?
Because it is an amendment and a change to the charter, and it has to have an opportunity for public input for them to be able to share their thoughts on it.
Okay.
Okay? That's the first thing that Senator Deeds and this gentleman I talked to today was, when did you have or when are you going to have your public hearing? It has to be publicly addressed. The other thing, though, that I'm a little bit not surprised, but I'm a little bit concerned about, there's also a statement in the minutes that reflects that the town's attorney at that time was instructed to take care of this and do the paperwork and file the amendment on behalf of the town to get the charter changed, and it was never done. And the part of that I have the biggest issue is that it was never followed up with and made sure that it had been done. So somewhere, and I'm not saying where because I wasn't here, I wasn't involved, but the ball got dropped and it didn't get completed. But we will take care of it now and get it finished.
We didn't drop the ball. There were several issues going on with the former attorney. And we were back and forth with a list of things, and they just never got around. There was a lot of things that they didn't get done.
Didn't mean to imply that the ball was dropped here.
No, that's not dropped here, and thus that's one of the reasons we have a new attorney.
But it'll be taken care of, everything will be done legally and above board, and we won't have any other issues. And then lastly, Bobby, we ordered you a plaque, and we were gonna present you a plaque tonight. And when Wendy called to get the plaque yesterday, they told her that they'd been so busy they hadn't finished it and wouldn't be ready until tomorrow. As you all have heard, tonight's Bobby's last meeting with us as a council person and as the vice mayor. He's resigning effective this month for health reasons. And I just want to say, Bobby, it is with the utmost of respect and appreciation that I bid farewell to you tonight, and want to thank you on behalf of everybody in the town for your long, dedicated service. He finishes 19 years sitting behind this table tonight, and that's after additional service time on the planning commission and 40+ years involvement in the fire department. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we will get you plaque.
You gonna stick around in the fire department now?
Yeah, we'll be around.
It's getting a little worried for a minute.